that first cup of coffee. When you sound like you've smoked like 500 packs of cigarettes in the morning time. That we used to call our great-grandma voice because it's so deep in the morning time. It's nice and cool outside this morning. Such a change from waking up and it being like in the high 80s and 90s. Isn't that great? 70 degrees. It's so nice out. So nice. And I just stepped in a puddle of Sammy's water that she left on the floor. Thanks, Sammy. Appreciate it. So, while I'm drinking my coffee, figured I'd video a little bit. So good. Actually, this coffee we got from the farmer's market here in Hopewell. And it's Legacy Roasting Company. This one is Firethorn, and it is really, 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 really good. Love it. So if you guys are around Hopewell, Virginia, stop by the farmer's market and get you some. Or, you know, where are they located at? They're located at 325 Library Street in Hopewell. So you can actually pick up their coffee right straight from their store. It's great. Not getting paid for that. Just doing my due service of when I like something, I'll let you know. And I really like this. I didn't have any of my big cups clean, so family cup. Anyways, yesterday, let's see, I got 5 more figs off our little itty bitty fig tree. So exciting. We had planted, figs before, 2 other times. One was from a cutting that my husband got from his grandma's place off of hers. And it was doing really good, and then all of a sudden, for no reason, it just it died. But at that same time, we had planted blueberries around that area too, and they died too, and so did one of our apple trees. So I'm assuming it was a vole. I'm not sure what was going on there. But then the second time, my oldest son, had bought me a fig tree for Mother's Day one year, and I planted that out there, and it was doing so well. I had it all surrounded by chicken wire so the deer didn't come up and eat, because we have a big deer problem here in this neighborhood. I mean, like, ridiculous. And yeah, so it was doing good. Then all of a sudden it was not doing good. This one actually had little fruit starts on it before my husband planted it this year, and it's a tiny little thing, and it has all this fruit on it. It was amazing. But yeah, that we've been eating these. Titus does not care for figs, as you could tell from the other video that we did of us trying our first harvest off our fig tree. But I think they're pretty good. Pretty good. And yesterday I got this in. I am so excited. My husband thinks I'm completely nuts. DIY fermentation kit. And it came with 7 glass weights, one of those wood tampers for like making sauerkraut and other little recipes for fermenting. And you get 7 waterless lids. I don't know what the waterless means, but anyways, they from what I understand, they burp themselves or whatever. And the gases that accumulate in the jars when you're fermenting. I have not fermented before, and I wanted to. It's so healthy for you to eat fermented foods, so especially for your gut, and it has tons and tons and tons of healthy probiotics in there, and just really good for your immune system. So, decided to give it a try myself, and I got this kit off of Amazon, and I'm trying to remember the company name. If I remember it, I'll link it below. But, and no, I'm not being sponsored. Just an FYI, if anybody wanted to try it. But yesterday, I couldn't help myself. I already had red onion, so I decided to try red onion. And so we're going to do fermented red onions. And it should be ready. The recipe had said that it should be ready within 1 to 3 weeks, depending on how sour you like it. So I'm excited to try that. I have not done a video on me making this yet because I want to see how well it does first, given that it's my first time. Sorry, still getting over whatever funk that I had last week. Anyway, plus allergies. Yes, allergies. If you live in Virginia, you have allergies. All that went in this was, I sliced up about 3 onions. Oops, that's my alarm to tell me to go downstairs and turn the light on my seedlings. We'll go down there in a minute. But anyways, I sliced about 3 red onions, crammed them in here, put in 2 teaspoons of organic cane sugar, and then put a 2% brine in here. Put the glass weight on top.
Mom, it's about time she finally pooped.
Oh. Well, that's amazing news. Good going, Sammy. Such a good puppin'. But anyways, I put one of those glass weights in here, and you're supposed to keep the whatever you put in here, you're supposed to keep it in the water, otherwise it gets moldy. And then you put the lid on and a collar on it. If it's this, will fit any wide mouth mason jar, which is good because I had a ton of wide mouth mason jars from canning a few years ago. But anyways, yeah, so we're gonna see how this works. This kit also comes with a couple recipes, and I am like dying to try the sauerkraut one, and I want to try the zucchini, what do they call it? I think it was sour zucchini or something like that. I know they had sour pickles, but they also had recipe for kimchi. I have never, ever had kimchi. Please comment down below if you have had kimchi and explain to me exactly what it tastes like, if you liked it or not. My husband says he hates it, okay? Like, you could see on his face that he would rather, you know, he would throw up if he ate it right now. So just to be, you know, honest with you, but he literally despises it. So I have never tried it. I've never bought it because I was afraid if I bought it and I didn't like it, I'd have to throw it out because nobody else is going to eat it. But back over here, next to my onions, my fermenting onions. You don't have no idea how excited I am about doing this. Anyways, this right here, I am attempting to make my own SCOBY for kombucha out of a bottled store-bought kombucha. So we're going to see how well that goes. I'm super excited. Hope that works because I would love to make homemade kombucha. We love kombucha. Even the little one likes kombucha. But let me get another sip of this coffee. Don't mind my messy kitchen this morning because it is the morning time. I have not had a chance to do any. We do nothing until coffee first, okay? Nothing until coffee. And that was a little too close to my face, but that's okay. Alright. I'm going to come down here. Let me leave my coffee here. Hi, Sammy.
Hey, guys.
Hi, puppin.
I'm watching Andy and Ryden.
You're watching Andy and Ryden? He loves Andy and Ryden. Alright, so we're going to go down here. Turn on some. You have to see Titus's bedroom door first. You see that? Keep out. Yeah, right, boy. Anyways, so come down here. Now, the purpose of this channel is actually I'm documenting our progress in transforming our backyard into a urban homestead-ish. We would like to grow as much food as possible. So that we don't have to go to the grocery store as often, if that makes any sense. I do live in the city, so we live on less than a half an acre, and so we do have some rules and regulations here regarding livestock. So you probably won't see any livestock here until we move. But we have dreams. That'll be another video. I won't hold you up on that one. I'll do a dream video, a homestead dream video. But anyways, you're allowed to have chickens here, but you're only allowed to have 6. And we did have chickens at one time. Actually, last year we rehomed our chickens because, long story short, I loved my chickens. I really did. But they were more pets. And so basically it was just more mouths to feed, and nobody was eating the eggs. The kids had stopped eating the eggs. We had stopped eating the eggs for other reasons. And but anyways, yeah, so we were just like getting piles and piles of eggs, and just, you know, they were basically sitting there, and I was just paying for food for the chickens. So, and then we got Sammy. So we figured Sammy would like to have the run of the backyard area, but that's another story too, because Sammy, yeah, that did pan out too well. Because Sammy was a rescue dog, and she, we don't know her background, like, you know, like what her previous owners had trained her for or whatever. But anyways, she walks well-ish, and I say ish because she likes to drag you everywhere. Anyways, on a harness. And I had to get the harness. It took us a little while to figure out what we could walk her on, because she was just like, she came with a choke collar, and the whole time the dog was like gasping for air, because the dog is not headed and wouldn't like ease up when she was on the choke collar when we were walking her. So the whole time she's like through the whole neighborhood walking her. But anyway, switched her out to a harness, one that actually has a little clip underneath, so that every time she went to pull, it would turn her around. And what are you doing? Hi, Buffin. Don't mind my messy boiler room. This is where I keep. I'm going to get off the subject of Sammy. Anyway, Sammy, real quick. We tried Sammy out in the backyard by herself. We have a privacy fence back there. And Sammy, one day, my husband came home and seen Sammy's head and shoulders out of underneath of the privacy fence, because Sammy was trying to dig her way out, okay? Sammy has to be leashed when we take her anywhere, like if we let her outside, because she is not a dog that stays with you. She will run. Run, Forrest, run. Isn't that right? All the way down the road and not even look back at you, no matter how many times you call that dog's name. And she just goes. I call it Forrest Gumping. And that's exactly what she does. She Forrest Gumps down the road in the neighborhood, and then she comes back eventually. But yeah. So that's why she can't be free roaming out there, and I can't let her just, you know, have freedom out in a fenced in area, because she tries to get out. But anyways, back to this. Right here, I'm about ready to turn the lights on. Let me move this chair. This is my little setup right here of where I'm doing my starts right now for fall garden. Can you see? I'm very short. This is a very tall countertop. It actually comes up about my chest level. So it's kind of hard for me to reach up underneath there. But anyways, so I started all kinds of stuff here. Look how sad they look, okay? I started arugula, this is weeks ago. Arugula, cauliflower, broccoli, dinosaur kale, and Scotch curl kale. I also started, oh goodness, I had like other lettuces too, like Bib lettuce, Jericho romaine. I had butter crunch and butterhead. I'm not sure what the difference between those two were, but anyways, the butterhead and the butter crunch didn't do too well. I heard you can direct sow it, but I also heard a lot of people saying that you also maybe start them first. So I figured I would do half and half. I would start and then direct sow and see which ones did better. So anyways, what do we got here? Out of all the Bib lettuce, and I had 1, 2, 3, 4 packs of these cells, okay, of Bib lettuce, and out of them all, this is what I got. You see that one little guy right there? I did replant or reseed in this. Also, when I first did this, I had this down here, okay, and you see it's quite a ways from the light. Excuse me. My plants were getting leggy, okay, my little starts were getting leggy. Look at this. I mean, they're like miles long. All right, I know that's not normal. So I read up and I figure I did 2 things wrong, okay? First, I used regular organic potting soil, okay, instead of start mix. And I'm thinking that the fertilizer had a little bit to do with it that was in there. So probably too much food for them off the giddy up. Second, this platform being down so far away from the light, they said to raise it up. This is as far as I can get this up. So anyways, that they were reaching for the light, and that's why they got leggy. I also heard that I could correct this by replanting them or repotting them, and when I repot them, that to bury the majority of the plant so that it stabilizes the stem. But the only downfall of that is, okay, I can do that, but I have to wait till they get their second set of leaves before I can repot them. As you can see, a lot of them is dying before they even get their second set of leaves, so that's a no-go. Now, we have tried before to grow cauliflower and broccoli here, but we did it in the springtime, and if anybody lives in Virginia, here in Virginia, you know that we don't get much of a spring. It like goes straight from winter to summer, and everything bolts because the temperatures get so hot so fast. So yeah, so I figured I would try it again, but this time we would do it in the fall time instead. Oh, my starts look like crap. Guys, look. This isn't right. Now, I did reseed again. I went and got not potting mix, start mix, okay, this time. And I changed it up and used these little red cups, okay, so that I wouldn't have to replant them a second time or repot them a second time. I could just take them straight from here and put them in the garden. So the broccoli here, I started, oh my gosh, the broccoli was so fast, okay. I started like 3 days ago, all right. Look at them. And they're already getting leggy. I don't know. I just don't know. If you know what I'm doing wrong and how I can fix this, please let me know, because I would really love to be able to grow broccoli and cauliflower here. It would be, I mean, just great. Now, the cauliflower, I decided to do a test, okay, so I took some of them over here, over here, okay, in these little cells, and I didn't wait until they got their second set of leaves, and I went ahead and repotted them in here, but I also sowed new seeds in there too, just in case they didn't pan out, and as you can tell, they didn't really pan out. But you can see the new seeds are coming up, little seedlings. which is great. I'm glad I had that backup plan. But I'm really annoyed at the fact that they're getting leggy already. I just don't get this. But my kale seems to be doing, well, I don't know. That one in the back is getting a little leggy also. Guys, I don't know. I don't know. And I have some Jericho romaine, which is really well, you know, and then just like out of nowhere, just like to put it. But I can also direct sow that, so I'm not, you know, I'm not too worried about that. But here, my arugula did outstanding, and did outstanding for a while. But you know, I probably will end up. This is slow bolting arugula as well. I will probably end up direct sowing this too, because it's getting tall-ish again, and you can see the older ones have already died. I don't know. Anyways, so this is my setup for right now. We have plans to put we had a greenhouse out the back, and we ended up taking it down and putting a chicken coop in its place and extending the garden 2 years ago. 2-3 years ago, something like that. I'm telling you, we had like the biggest, fullest garden you'd ever seen in that backyard, but the fenced-in area. And then I just had burnout. I mean, big time burnout, because the bugs were just unreal here. I mean, like here, because you don't get a real winter here. And it doesn't get a chance to, they don't get a chance to like die off. They overwinter and they just like multiplied. And every year that we did the garden, there was another species of bug that I had never seen before. And they all migrated to my backyard and to my garden, because nobody else in the neighborhood had such a big garden. You know, we actually had, the people walk our neighborhood all the time. And we always got comments from them before we put the privacy fence up, and we just had the deer fencing up, how pretty it was, and they just like loved how big the garden was. So yeah, that's our plan. Again, we're just rearranging everything and gonna redo it. My husband, like I said, he has plans on putting up another greenhouse so that we can do our starts in there. I have. He's also going to do a shed. We have plans in the making of an outdoor kitchen. We're going to convert our carport to an outdoor kitchen. That would be an interesting series of videos, don't you think? But so that's where I'm going to leave you guys today. And like I said, if you have any kind of tips for these leggy plants that I have, please help a girl out, okay? Well, until next time. Toodaloo.